Welcome back to part two. Let's get straight into it. All right. Number 11. Right. So this is part two of how to train your Sharingan, aka your awareness. 11. Going out and talking to girls. Now, this is an exercise that hopefully everybody watching would love to do. It's probably going to be the most exciting and most fun if you are in a drought of females. If you don't really have females in your life, I highly advise you get on this and start to implore this exercise because it's great, right? While you're talking to females, you learn so much about yourself and you learn so much about your awareness, right? Right? Because most guys don't have any awareness when it comes to talking to girls. The fact that you're, not you guys in particular, but the fact that most guys are nervous, scared, anxious in their heads proves that 99% of guys don't have awareness when talking to females, right? When you're talking to females, if you're wondering about what to say or in your head or stuttering and yada yada, all those things are only happening to an individual whose awareness is not awakened. They're in a zombie fight state. They're in their subconscious, not their conscious. It's impossible to be highly aware, highly acute of everything that's going on around you in the present moment and be afraid to talk to girls. It just simply doesn't go hand in hand. Those two things cannot coexist. So going out and talking to girls is a great way to train your awareness because in order to get good with females, if you're starting off bad, in order to get good, you need to learn how to bring yourself into the present moment, bring yourself into the present moment, which will allow you to have your energy better, have a better aura, have a better flow of expressing yourself, being able to listen, like we talked about earlier, right? A lot of guys don't know what to say to girls because they're not listening to the girl. While the girl's talking to them, they're still stuck in their head. So going out and talking to females is one of the greatest ways to train your awareness because there's so many things that you're lacking if you don't know how to talk to girls. There's so many things that you're lacking that can be enhanced by you being in the present moment, having control of your attention, and training your awareness. Okay, does that make sense? So, highly advise if you're not doing this yet, if you still are not good with girls, if you just want to get at least sufficient with good at talking to girls, then please go out and talk to them. Relationships. This is another good one, right? How in the world could relationships be a great way to train your Sharingan? Well, let's look at it like this. Once again, most people are in boring relationships, right? Most people's lives in general are just boring, and every aspect of their life is boring, from when they wake up to when they go to bed. And that includes most people's relationships. Most people don't even like their friends that much, right? They may have a couple of things in common with their friends, but they're not brothers. Most people wouldn't die for their friends, like actually die and take a bullet for their friends, or actually do some time in jail for your brother, right? Because most guy friends for most guys aren't their brother. It's just a friend. It's an acquaintance. It's someone who they pass time with, right? And it's the same thing with relationships. Most people don't actually truly and genuinely want to be with the other person that they're with, right? They're simply coping. Most people are settling. Most especially guys. Most guys, when it comes to their girlfriend, it's not the best girl in the world that they want, right? Most guys want Ariana Grande or want, I don't know, Kim Kardashian or actually she's a bad example. Most guys think she's a porn star. But you get what I'm saying. Like most guys want the best cream of the crop. Every guy wants the 10. Is what I'm trying to say. Every guy wants the 10. But most guys settle for a 4 or a 5, right? And so the relationships are boring. Now, referring this back to awareness, so to speak, because they're settling, they've already ruined the relationship in terms of the adventure, the spark of chemistry, the spark of adventure, and the spark of fun. Most people's relationships are boring. And it's because most people don't have any awareness in their relationship, right? Most guys get in a relationship with a female and they never sit and ask themselves, how can I make this more fun? How can I make this more exciting? How can I make every single experience with my significant other something to remember, something to enjoy for eternity, whether it's in the direct experience of it or the memory of what we experience for eternity? You see what I'm saying? Most guys don't have extraordinary memories with their girlfriend, and vice versa. Most girls don't have extraordinary memories with their guys, right? If you look at most relationships, the extraordinary memories that you created with your significant other is a trip to Disney World, a 3-day vacation to Orlando, or to Miami, right? Or we went to a baseball game. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing absolutely just mind blowing. Something that's going to be imprinted in her head and in your head as a beautiful, extravagant memory for eternity. Okay? This is where you can train your awareness. If you're in a relationship with your significant other right now, think to yourself, how adventurous, how fun, how mesmerizing, how significant is my memories with my significant other? Is this a relationship that I will remember for the ages, right? Or am I just passing the time with this chick? Is this just a chick that I'm settling with, or is this a chick that I will truly and genuinely have built an extraordinary life with? You see what I'm saying? Most people in their relationships, they have a low awareness. Low awareness. Most people in their relationships are settling. You see it all the time. You see guys settle down with a girl settles down with a guy. The girl starts to get fat. She starts to gain weight. The guy, he's not growing himself. He's not going out and doing things, growing, being competitive, being driven, being ambitious. So he's not growing. So he just settles for the fact that she's getting fat. He never says, "Hey, babe, I really loved you, 6 months ago. When you were pretty, I still love you. But however, you've changed significantly in terms of your aesthetics. I don't like how you're not attractive anymore. I want the best for you. I want you to be your highest version. Let's get you back in shape." Most guys don't do that when their girlfriend settles down and gains 70 pounds over the course of 6 months. Why? Because they have low awareness for them. They have no self-respect for themselves, no respect for their significant other. So they're not going to call their significant other out on bullshit like gaining 100 pounds in 6 months when you yourself don't like it. If she likes it, cool. But if you don't like it, why are you settling? You see what I'm saying? Don't settle. Turn on your awareness and figure out, how can I make my relationship 10 times, 100 times better than what it is currently. Number 13, debating. Debating is also a great way to train your awareness because it shows you a lot about yourself. Most people cannot debate because most people are emotionally attached to to winning the debate. Rather, most people are not in a debate to um, learn something or go after objective information. Right? Most people are not trying to search for the truth when they're debating. Most people are trying to win, and even if you're trying to win, even if that is your objective, still most people cannot even win because they're too emotionally attached, right? And in most debates you see, whether it's at the when in college, right, if you go to the cafeteria or you go to class and you're anytime there's a debate, even in like the comment sections on YouTube or on social media, most people, there's no winner. There's no objective winner. There's no clear, transparent winner because both sides are emotionally attached. Both sides are throwing a tantrum like little kids. Most people can't debate like adults. They debate like children. They let their emotions get the better of them and they speak with their emotions instead of with their rationality. See what I'm saying? So debating is a great way to train your awareness because it trains you to see, am I allowing emotions to take control of my attention or am I controlling my attention? Do I have control over what is going to come out of my mouth next or do my emotions do? Right? You literally get to see if you're still a child or if you've grown to be an adult yet. Debating is a great way to train your awareness. And it's also a great way to see the lack of awareness in other people, right? Because when you're debating somebody, if they start to throw a tantrum, get angry with you, get pissed off, start throwing shade, throwing disses at you, saying stuff out of their ass, you see what I'm saying? If you have high awareness, you can spot the little chinks of armor in them, in their personality. And then if you're trying to win the debate, then obviously you can attack those chinks in the armor, right? You can attack their soft spots and watch them crumble. Okay, but you can only do that if you have emotional control and emotional stability over yourself first and foremost, and then obviously you can attack and win the debate. So debating is a great way. 14, sales jobs. Sales jobs are the best. If there's any job I would ever recommend to any guy on the planet, it is a sales job. Sales jobs, they're the best in many of regards, right? But we're speaking solely about awareness. Sales jobs, they teach you about yourself. First and foremost, they teach you, what type of personality you have, the traits that you have. They teach you about your morality. They teach you about your frame, right? Frame control. They teach you what you think about yourself. Do you care what other people think about you, or are you strong-minded, right? Can you remain um, steadfast on your beliefs when you're trying to persuade somebody to your beliefs? If they call you out on something, are you going to emotionally crumble, right? Sales jobs are the best. They teach you skills that no other job can teach you. It sells Like everything itself, life itself is sales, right? Everything that we do, we're being seen by other people, and whether or not you like it or not, you still have to perform in this world, in this society. You still have to become your highest version, and everyone is judging you at all times, right? Sales teaches you how to become your highest version, but that's besides the point. I digress. The point is, awareness wise, if you have a sales job, you learn a lot about yourself, your ability to speak, your ability to convert people, because you're selling a product, you're converting somebody to a product, your ability to withstand other being disrespected, right? Because I mean, I've done pretty much all the jobs I've ever worked were sales jobs, right? And you learn so much within just the first week of the job, right? Because people are going to hang up on you, people are going to curse you out, people are going to scream at you, people are just going to say nasty things, and you learn, do I have a fragile ego or not? You see what I'm saying? You learn a lot about yourself in a sales job. So if any of you guys don't have a job, you're thinking about getting a job, uh, and thinking about making money, sales jobs are the best. If especially making money and trying to best, you're killing 10 birds with one stone. That's what sales jobs do. They're the ultimate form of a great job, right? There's so many benefits with sales jobs. It's crazy. Number 15, physical activity, sports, dancing, right? Anything that's getting your body engaged, running, jump roping, um, anything that really gets your body physically active is a great way to train your awareness, right? Because you hear about things. Like for example, the character on the screen. I actually haven't watched this anime, but I believe this is a very popular anime. But I know this is a basketball anime. I was a basketball player myself, and you learn about things like the flow state. If you're an athlete, you know about the flow zone, right? You get into a state where you're just on, you're just going, yada yada, right? Nothing can stop you, right? If you had awareness, then you could literally reverse engineer how you got into that state and train yourself to get in that state at will, at command, whenever you want. See what I'm saying? But most people don't even have the awareness to even see when they're in the flow state. So it happens once in a lifetime for most people, right? For most athletes. Physical activity is a great way to train your awareness, right? You get to see how much pain and suffering you can go through because you have to train while you're training. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's always going to be some pain involved, whether it's through cardio, lifting weights, wherever there's physical activity, there is also pain involved to some degree. So you get to train your pain threshold and see how much pain you can take and to grow. You get to see how well you do against competition, right? We talked earlier about being competitive. Physical activity is the greatest, one of the greatest ways to train your awareness. Also, like I just said, flow state. You get to see the mental part of physical activity. Can you withstand the pain? Can you keep going under pressure? How well do you do under stress, etc., etc. 16, people watching. This is one of my favorites. This is probably one of the ones I trained the most growing up. This was just by pure accident. I just find this one to be fairly fun for me personally. I just like to do it. I love to people watch. So what is people watching? If you don't know, it's exactly what it sounds like. People watching is you watch people, but you're not just watching them like a creep, right? You're not trying to be some pedophile just looking at little kids and no, right? You're watching people and you're studying them. You're studying them as if you would study anything, right? Studying, right? Like a zoologist who studies lions and studies tigers. You're studying people the exact same way. So what I would do is, I mean, I didn't go to anywhere particular, right? But when most people talk about people watching, they go to the mall or they go to the store or whatever, and they specifically go there in order to study people, study human behavior. But I would just do this any and everywhere. You can do this any and everywhere. If you're at school, you're at the gym, you're at the grocery store, you're at the mall, you're on vacation at the beach. Doesn't matter where you're at. Wherever there's people around, turn on your Sharingan, right? Turn on your awareness and look at people and study everything about them, right? Just take notes with your awareness. Start asking questions. How are these people acting, right? Literally, if I've trained this so hard, I could literally look at any human being on the planet and tell you what type of state that they're in, obviously. That's the most basic and most surface level, right? What type of state they're in, if they're feeling happy or depressed or happy, sad, jealous, angry, whatever, depressed. I can even tell you what they did that day, probably on a balance of probabilities. I could probably tell you what they did that day, right? I could tell you his love life. I could tell you that guy. If we went to a restaurant, right? Me and my friends do this all the time. If we went to a restaurant, I would look at the person sitting across the room. I could tell you if he's married or not, if he has kids or not, his love life, does he have a good sex life or not, does he have strong awareness or not, is he a badass, or if he's a loser, is he a king or is he a peasant? You can tell all these things by just looking at someone who you haven't even talked to, right? Obviously, sometimes you're not going to be 100% correct, obviously, but on the balance of probabilities, the more you train your awareness, you notice patterns, you notice habits, you notice patterns, right? You see what is common based off certain uh, dispositions. So training your awareness, people watching is one of the greatest ways to train your awareness because it allows you to train your ability to see, train your ability to reverse engineer, to break down things and to notice all the small nuance and subtle things that happen all around you that most people are completely oblivious to because they're bots, they're zombies. Once again, most people spend their entire day in a matrix. They have no control of their attention. So they're not, no one's going out people watching, no one's going out specifically to practice their ability to reverse engineer human dynamics. You see what I'm saying? Most people are in a matrix. So by you just training yourself to do this, you're going to become one of the most charismatic and most socially adept human beings on the planet because you know how people operate, because you spend so much time reverse engineering how people operate. You spend so much time practicing people watching, right? You're going to be able to understand how to approach somebody the right way without seeming socially awkward, how to get into high level network groups with powerful individuals, even if you're not on that level yet, how to talk to powerful people, how to talk to poor people, how to talk to anybody, any race, any ethnicity, any gender. You see what I'm saying? Most people don't have the skill to be a socially adept to anybody at any place or any time because they're idiots. They're zombies. They've never trained their awareness, let alone their people watching. So this is a great exercise, especially if you want to master social skills. Talking self-development with friends. Man, oh man, oh man. This is the most powerful one that you can do the easiest. I say it all the time that environment is the most sufficient and most powerful way to become your highest version. Why? Because you are the five people you hang around with the most. If you look at this picture, everyone in this, I don't even know this anime. I literally just got this image off Google. But everyone in this picture looks like a badass. Why? Because everyone else around them looks like a badass. You see what I'm saying? You are the people you hang around with the most. So if you want to train your awareness, one of the easiest ways to do this, excuse me, is to literally surround yourself with people who also have high awareness. The people that I surround myself with, I'm talking about myself now, bro, high levels of awareness. High levels of awareness. One of my best friends, all he does is train his awareness. That's all he does. He's always asking questions. He's always picking up on the subtle things. He's always looking at the nuanced things. He's always reverse engineering situations. He's always asking questions. Because of that, because that's my best friend, because I spend so much time around him, just naturally I do the same thing. And vice versa. One of the greatest ways to train your awareness is to use your awareness to find other people who have awareness, befriend them, and now you're surrounded by people who only train their awareness, who only have high awareness. So by law, right? By the laws of the universe and the way energy works, if you are surrounded in an energetic bubble of high awareness individuals, by law, your energy has to adapt to that. And you will naturally, easily and naturally, gain unlimited awareness just through environment. So find people with high awareness. You should join our Discord to do that. 18, living dangerously, right? When I say living dangerously, basically what I mean is taking risk. You need to train yourself to live life under pressure, right? You don't need to do it all the time, but if you can't do it at all, like 99.9% of all humans on the planet, then it's going to be very hard to have high awareness, right? If you look at most people in our society, they're too comfortable, right? They have what I call the ostrich mentality. Most people know that the world is changing with technology and that they should probably start learning how to make money online and make money in a form that allows them to not have to go to a job, or they should. Most people know that they need to change with the times, but why don't most people do such? Because they don't take a risk. They don't have any levels of awareness. They don't take risk. They see the economy about to go to trash. They see inflation being way higher than it's supposed to be. They see we're inside of a recession, and most people still won't change. Why? It's the ostrich mentality. If you see a tidal wave coming, there's two choices. You can ignore it and die, or you can run away and get to safety. Most people know that if they see a tidal wave, they have to run away to get to safety. But that takes action. And most people are scared of action because they're so comfortable in this matrix that we're living in. So what do? They do what ostriches do, and they stick their head in the sand so that they don't have to look at the tsunami. So that when the tsunami approaches, they can say, "Oh, I didn't know this was coming. Oh, how could I have known?" Because you chose to not to look. That's why. Because you're an ostrich. You're a fish. You're a zombie. You're a peasant. You're a bot. All right? And it sounds harsh, but it's true, bro. Anyways, living dangerously is one of the greatest ways to train your awareness, because if you're in situations that are very risky, require stress, require there's things being held at jeopardy, right? It forces you to be in the present moment and to make all the right decisions, because if you make one wrong decision, you're screwed, right? So find ways to place yourself in dangerous situations. When I say dangerous, I don't mean things that are going to kill you. If you want to, do so at your own risk, at your own caution. I don't advise it, but do things that require you to get your heart pounding. Do things that scare you. Do things that you know would make you grow, but you're scared of doing, whether it's public speaking, going up to talk to some chick that you're attracted to, right? Starting that business, whatever you know you need to get done, but you're scared of doing it, go do it. Go live dangerously. That trains your awareness, because you're placing yourself in uncharted territory. You're placing yourself in land you've never walked in before, on a path you've never gone down before. And so this forces you to have high awareness so that you don't make the wrong move and hurt yourself. You see what I'm saying? Live dangerously. Number 19, meditation. Meditation is probably one of the highest forms, mainstream wise, of training your awareness, and it's the one thing that I would advise, besides asking questions, to train your attention. Meditation is the thing that's got me into self-development. Meditation is the thing that got me into training my awareness. And meditation is the thing that allowed me to stumble across awareness. Because what is meditation? Meditation is the training of attention, and attention is just another word for awareness, right? So meditation, there's a plethora of forms of meditation. There's the Buddhist form, which is the no mind, removing thoughts, removing visualization, and just being completely empty, right? Then you have the the meditations of training your attention. So focusing your attention on one thing and holding it there, looking at a candle flame, or thinking a specific thought over and over and over again. There's different forms. Find a form of meditation that works for you, that you truly and genuinely enjoy, right? And then practice it. And you're going to notice, just by accident, as you train your attention through meditation, your awareness will become higher. Sharingan is going to become more activated, more ready, more battle ready. Your Sharingan is going to have more prowess. It's going to be stronger. Okay? Meditation is awesome. I highly advise you read a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a great beginner book on meditation. But even for advanced people like myself, who spent more than 1,000 hours in the past couple of years meditating, literally, I've tracked myself. I still can find gems in The Power of Now. It's a great book. It's a great fundamental book for meditation. It teaches you the primary principles of training your attention and all the different forms of meditation. So I highly recommend that book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That guy. And last but not least, listening to your thoughts. Number 20. Listening to your thoughts. Now we're about to go deep, right? Who are you? You are your ego. What is your ego comprised of? What is your ego made out of? Thoughts. Okay. How are thoughts formed? Through your attention. By training yourself to listen to your thoughts, one, you get to see the process in which you are made, or rather you could say the process in which you create your life, your ego, your personality, all of it is created by your thoughts. So by listening to your thoughts, placing your awareness on your thoughts, You literally train yourself to see the process in which you create reality. And then two, once you know the process, then you can use your awareness to create reality consciously instead of subconsciously, like 99.9999999% of all humanity creates their reality. Since the dawn of humanity, most people, the majority of people, if not all people, create their reality subconsciously because they don't listen to their thoughts. If you train this exercise of listening to your thoughts, you will become the most powerful version of yourself there could possibly be. You will literally discover who you are, what you're capable of, the process in which you create your own reality, and then you will be able to do it consciously. There is no greater power than that. The power to create reality, right? I tell everybody this exercise and no one does it. Why? Well, because they're in a matrix. They don't see the significance of, well, even if they saw the significance of it, they're too lazy and they don't have the awareness to control their attention, their discipline, their focus to do so. But it's the most powerful exercise on the planet, in my opinion. Uh, Whether it's the most powerful exercise or not, the one thing that is guaranteed is you will become your most highest version with this exercise. Listening to your thoughts. I'm not even going to tell you the details into it, maybe in another module, but I don't need to tell you the details. Just get started with it. Just listen to your thoughts. Set aside time, set a timer, however long you want to. Sit there and focus your attention on your thoughts. Notice the process in which thoughts are created. Notice the process after, the aftermath of your thoughts. What happens after I think a thought, right? Just notice and study the process. Turn on your awareness, train your Sharingan, and see what happens, all right? So those are 20 ways to train your Sharingan. Hopefully that was very valuable for you guys. Be sure to let me know. Uh, Once again, this module is specifically about being extremely practical. The entire Itachi Uchiha course is all centered around the one keystone, which is awareness. That is the nucleus of the entire Itachi Uchiha course. It's the most powerful trait that any human being could ever wield. And these are 20 exercises for you to right now, after listening to this, train your Sharingan, train your awareness, and you will literally become the greatest version of yourself ever, ever. In all the infinite parallel realities, you live in the one right now, right here, right now. The exact parallel reality where your avatar is the most powerful because you have the power of awareness. But it's up to you to wield it.